Hi everybody. Well, got to show you something that I just ran across. This is the tiniest remotely controlled helicopter, they say, in the world. Mass production. It's very cute. I can't even find a place to hold on to it. Made a few modifications, put some color tape on it so I can see the doggone thing. Made some modifications to the transmitter. And I thought I'd pass this on to you. $24.95 at hobbytron.com. That's where I got it. Let's give it a flight and see how this little 9-gram wonder flies. 9 grams.
It also has an innovative mount to hook the helicopter to the transmitter to charge it. All my very first flights ended in a crash every single time. Keep watching and I'll show you my mods to help smooth this little bird out.
Nothing happened there.
The gear is not meshing.
Okay, the buzzing came because this gear, this is so sloppy here. They make noise if they're not meshed right, and it was not binding. So believe it or not, all I did was loosen the screw on this so the body isn't so tight, and that went back to meshing, and you shouldn't have any trouble with that. Yeah, that little infrared receiver right there, I'm not crazy about the location of that. It's just above the sea. The problem is when you're coming down out of the sky rapidly, you're aiming down at the helicopter and it's out of sight, so you usually will crash if you're going out of range. So because that little receiver's on the bottom, I think it should be up here on the top. Most of the time you're pointing down at it. I've added a mirror on the bottom here so that when I'm aiming down, the infrared light will bounce up instead of, so I have a little more control on the ground. This tiny little screws in here. There's a place on the other side. There was none in there, but it does hold. There's a flat and notch on this, but the gears get a little sloppy. I added a washer for spacer under here, so these gears wouldn't be so sloppy, and it's a little more smooth. When it gets sloppy, it won't fly.
As you can see here, I modified my transmitter sticks, but it didn't help.
Okay, there's a couple delicate things here I want to show you. One, if this little rivet pops out of here, it's going to be out of balance. So if you all of a sudden start shaking, look for your rivet. I'm going to put mine in with Amazing Goop, a little drop on it.
It also helps a lot to trim it out first before you fly it.
Okay, I've made the modifications here to my transmitter so I can hold the doggone thing. I've shown you about the screw on the top and the motors. Let's go ahead and give it a little flight here and see what happens.
Sadly, there's no way to make it go forwards or backwards, only up or down. Well, no matter how much you try to get the trim closed, that's all you're ever going to get, close. Turning left or right is done with the right stick, but it's either on or off. It's not proportional, so you can't just proportionally turn it. Then if you do get the trim close, adding power or removing it makes it spin since there's no gyro. So it's just going to basically go up and down and spin whichever way you turn it.
There we go. down.
At least the mirror kept it from going out of range. But once you get it all figured out, here's how you can fly it. Well, in summary, if this little machine had a proportional way of turning, had gyro on it on 2.4 gigahertz, and a way to make it fly forward or backwards, it would be cool. But with the range, light interference, and lack of a good way to make it smooth, it's best a cool novelty to have. And for that reason, though, I am glad to have it. Because they say it's the smallest helicopter in the world. Well, I don't know if that's true, but kind of cool.
Cute little bugger, isn't it?
Thanks for watching, folks, and make sure you check out the links below and subscribe, too. Thanks.